right?
Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to the webinar on Create Your Postgraduate Journey at UiTM Perlis branch. So, firstly, let's start our session with Umul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Okay. Okay, my name is Nurul Izzati binti Abdul Malik, the moderator for this session. Okay, first, let me introduce one by one speaker for this session. So, firstly, we have Dr. Latisha Asma Shafi'i, Coordinator of Postgrad Student at UiTM Perlis, and also from the Academy of Language Study. Okay, second, we have Dr. Normah Ahmad from Faculty of Accountancy. Then we have Dr. Sharifah Khairol Musairah Sheikh Abdul Muttalib from Faculty of Business and Management. The fourth speaker will be me, Miss Nurul Izzati Abdul Malik, a PhD student from Faculty of Applied Sciences. Next, we have Miss Nur Syafkeena Muhammad Afandi, also a PhD student from Faculty of Applied Sciences. Lastly, we have Miss Nur Hadirah Khairul Anwar from Faculty of Computer and Mathematical Sciences. Okay, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Dr. Latisha Asma Shafi'i.
All right, thank you very much, Izzati. Right, I'm just going to give a a general description of why you should do your postgraduate studies and why postgraduate studies at Center of Graduate Studies UiTM Perlis branch. So I'm going to look at, I only have less than 10 minutes. I'm trying to talk and finish everything within 10 minutes, right? Okay, then I'm going to share something. Let's hope. Okay, it will not be stuck. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh yes. Okay. 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 All right. So let's say, okay, I'm having a difficulty of sharing my presentation. So I'll be talking to you about, let's say, for example, we have 38 postgraduate programs, all right, by research. So we have Faculty of Applied Science, and then we have Faculty of, let's say, Plantation and Agrotechnology, and then we have Faculty of Computer Mathematics, and then Architecture, Planning, Surveying, Faculty of Sports Science and Recreation, Academy of Language Studies, and Academy of Contemporary Islamic Studies, and Faculty of Law. Okay, and then we have Faculty of Accountancy, Faculty of Business Management, and program by coursework. We have Arshad Ayub Graduate Business School, right? That would be AA 701 Master of Business Administration. Okay, so we have 38. Let's say we have 38 postgraduate programs by research, right? And we have one coursework. So I'm sure that you would have a variety of choices, right? And then you'll be asking me, why should you come to UiTM Perlis? Okay. So why UiTM? Not necessarily UiTM Perlis, but why UiTM? The first one, because it is internationally recognized. Okay. And then it has the inter-campus mobility. So that means that you can be in Perlis, you can be in Kedah, and then you have value for money, and you have quality education, right? And it's the heart of Southeast Asia. right? And the employability, good employability record. And we have variety of programs. And then, as I said before, 38 programs, right, by research and one coursework. Okay, and then we would have affordable tuition fees, as I said before. And there is the largest is the largest public university, strategic location, and let's say that we have knowledgeable supervisors. The supervisors, we have about 89 PhD lecturers, and then we have supervisors with masters, right? So I think that there wouldn't be a lack of knowledgeable and supportive supervisors. And we have excellent facilities if you are doing let's say science-based studies. And then we have, let's say, research ambience, because I think that if you can see Syafkeena and Izzati, they are research-based, right? And then Hadirah, she's very research-driven. I think that the research culture is very strong in UiTM Perlis, okay? And then we have supportive staff. I think that if you can just go to everyone or any staff, the staff will be saying that, okay, please, yeah, can you help me? Yes, I can help you. So not necessarily you'll be asking your future supervisor, but I think that the other lecturers, they are willing to help. So that's very supportive, all right? And then you would have beautiful campus, all right? I'm sure that Syafkeena, Izzati, and Hadirah, they are the evidence that the campus beautiful. If you feel pressure, you can just run or walk. I'm not sure whether they run or walk on campus, right? It's beautiful, Instagram worthy. You can take Instagram worthy pictures, and I'll be looking at Hadirah and Izzati and Syafkeena Instagram. They have uh, very good pictures, right? The admission procedures, let's say that we are accepting local and international programs, applicants. So what you need to do would be, you need to go to IPSIS, https://uitm.edu.my, can go over there, and then what you need to do would be, if you are local, go and under local, then you can see at the admission procedure, okay, and then there will be, if you are if you are international students, potential international students, then you can go to international applicants. That would be study.uitm.edu.my, and then what you need to do would be you need to give the hard copy of the necessary documents, and then you need to print the application form. The printed form or the soft copy you can send to UiTM Perlis, can send it to me, right? Or the head of the let's say graduate studies center. Okay. And then what you need to do would be, I know that some of you are very scared, because why? Because you have to, because we offer program by research. So you need to write a research proposal. So do not worry. Research proposal would be just the title, the problem statement, the review of previous literature review, okay, the objective of the research, methodology, significant contribution, citation, and the schedule. So it's less than 10 minutes. So my advice would be, when you have the topic, possible topic, read on the topic, go and find the potential supervisors in UiTM Perlis, right? What you need to do would be, let's say if you're not sure, you can ask your friends. If you're doing applied science, you can ask Izzati. If you are doing, let's say, computer science and mathematics, you can ask Hadirah. It's just a chat asking, okay, I'm interested to do my master program, right? So what is the nicest, the most supportive supervisor? What is the research, let's say, what is the experts in this research area? Or you can just ask me. I would have the list of everybody in that particular area. I will be able to go and tell you what you need to do, or we can discuss. Or let's say, for example, if you're not interested to do the postgrad courses in UiTM Perlis, still call me. I can definitely advise you on my other colleagues in other campuses. So that's no problem, because UiTM is just one big family. So we are here to support one another. All right. So, and another thing would be, you'll be asking about I'm sure, the free PIN BSN, the BSN PIN number. Okay, why? Because each time that you want to apply, you need to have the PIN, the BSM PIN number. It costs about 50 ringgit for the local. For the foreign applicants, it would be 150 ringgit Malaysia if you are in Malaysia. But if you are overseas, that means that 50 USD. So what you need to do would be just give me your name, right? Definitely your name, and definitely your IC number, and the third one would be the name, the program code. So if you're not sure, for example, if you plan to do faculty under Faculty of Plantation and Agrotechnology, and you want to do Master of Science, you're not sure the code, ask me. I have all the names of the code. Okay, so that would be 8750. So what you need to do would be just fill in the attendance form, and then if it's not possible, you can just, okay, I'm going to drop by on the chat, right? I'm going to give you, this is my let's say, okay, this is my email address. So you can email me, right, with questions, right? If you want to do, let's say, if you want to do, if you're not sure, ask me. If you want to talk, if you're not sure whether some students, they're not sure whether they are good enough. Remember one thing in life, you are good enough. You have to remember that one before other people say that you're not good enough. You are good enough. Okay, so some people, they say that they don't have good CGPA. I'll be telling them, yes, you have good CGPA, then you can apply. Right. Okay. I think that's wrap up everything. So what I would like you to do would be, yes, please come and join us. Talk to us. Right. You're not sure. If you're not sure what to do after this, we can talk. Right. And then we figure out what you want to do. Not necessarily doing the postgrad studies. It can be your career opportunities. But it's nice to talk to students, to young people, to tell them what they are doing, what they should be doing, right? To figure out your life plan. But I would love you to come and study, of course, because why postgraduate student studies would enhance your critical thinking, you become more humble, more intelligent, more critical thinking. You'll be like Hadirah, Izzati, and Syafkeena, right? Okay, I think that's it. Thank you very much, Izzati. Izzati, yes, I'm done.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Latisha, for the introduction part for today. Okay, next, I want, please welcome Dr. Normah Ahmad from Faculty of Accountancy to start the sharing session for today. Please welcome Dr. Normah. Dr. Normah, please on the mic.
Okay, I repeat again, I start over again. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all of you, postgraduate students and students to be, and also all the committees members are in this platform. Yeah. Okay, first allow me to speak or talk behind the screen. Yeah. And let me share with you my screen. Where is it, my screen? All right. Okay. Oh. Tak nampak lagi ya? Oh, cannot see. How come? Because class already finished, so I forgot how to present. Please forgive me. Stop presenting. Tak keluar ya? Kenapa? Let's just stop sharing. Is it okay now?
I can see it.
Still loading.
Okay. Can see ya? Okay, so
Yes, I can see.
Sorry,
Yes.
okay. So the topic given to me is overcoming your fear of conducting and writing a research. Okay. Before we go into the how to overcome our fear of conducting and writing a research, let's look at the general terms fear itself. Yeah. So these are the four important aspects of fear. Yeah. First of all, yeah, to fear it is normal. Yeah, it is natural and also it is healthy to our life. Yeah. Secondly, fear is powerful because actually we create it. And the next one will be what are the responses to fear and how we can manage the fear itself. Yeah. Okay, when we say fear is normal, natural, and healthy, why? Because it is a natural emotion and it is a survival mechanism. Yeah. We naturally fear what we do not know very well, right? That is common. We fear what we do not know, yeah, very well, and have no confidence that we can face. Yeah, it is a psychological construct. Yeah, because fear keeps us from entering the unknown situation. That means the uncertainty. But at the same time, it helps us to decide when to get out of situations that are not necessarily the best. That means when we are in a state of fear, there is two things that is very important. That is uncertainty and also the risk, yeah, of overcoming the fear. Yeah, whether it's going to be a positive or the negative. Yeah. Okay, fear is powerful because we create it to be. Yeah. Why? Because we control the external factors that cause us to be in the state of fear. Actually, we have the choice. Yeah? Either we're going to accept those fearful situations or we can completely avoid anything that has to do with the scared or the afraid emotions. Yeah. The fear creation actually is around us and it grow inner fear. Yeah. When it is surrounding us, therefore we develop the inner fear. Yeah. The fear creations mainly originate from the media. Yeah. We have the shocking news, the reporting, all the shocking news. That's why make it us fear. Yeah. Such as the COVID that we are experiencing now. Yeah. So the news that we are hearing every day, so that keep us fear of it. So that's why we have to distance ourselves. Or maybe you hear from the horror movies or maybe the words of mouth that make you yourself fear. Yeah. But then we can control these external factors actually. Yeah. Okay, what are our responses to fear? Normally, there are two responses and it happens simultaneously. Yeah? First of all, when we fear of something, we are going to sweat, we are going to increase our heartbeat, we have some sort of chilling or upset stomach, trembles, and all this will make ourselves whether it's going to be overwhelmed, yeah, feeling out of control, or maybe to the extent that we are impending death. Yeah. So this fear, the response, the reactions actually is highly personalized, yeah, because not everybody can take it. Some can take it positively, and some have a negative experience. Yeah? So those who have the adrenaline seekers, they try to the uncertainty. That means they like to respond to the fears. They like to take the challenge. But those who are fear-inducing, therefore they have a negative reaction to the feeling of fear. Okay, how to manage fear? Actually, under normal circumstances, yeah, fear can be managed, yeah, because it is from our reasons and logic. It does not take over our lives to cause us to become irrational. Yeah? Because if we are to think ourselves, we try to reason it out and do it logically, we can manage our fear actually. For example, we can avoid the bad experience. If we avoid it, the fear emotion will diminish or become powerless. And what left is the curiosity. Yeah? That means we are curious of it. Therefore, if you're going to handle it, therefore I think you should be able to overcome the fear. And the other one, how to manage, is that to be optimistic, happy, and choose not to think about the fear because it is a negative influence if you are to think about it too much. Yeah? And if it's a negative influence, therefore it can affect our life. Therefore, focus on things in our life that can make our life great. Yeah? Okay, now let's look at the fear of conducting research. Yeah? So this is normally what happened to me as a student before this and also the postgraduates are having right now, or maybe the students to be. Yeah? First of all, maybe you can't think of a topic for our research or fear of not having anything to do the research. That means actually you are not alone. And how to overcome this? How to overcome that you don't have any topic, don't know what to do? what to research on. So to overcome this is that you go and talk to your professors, review scholarly articles in your area, in your program, in your course, and meet regularly with faculty in your area of course or program who mentor undergraduate research projects. So when we talk to them and tell them you are interested in research, they can help you actually, they can help you. But then this may be challenging because you have to go and speak to them and tell the truth and so forth, but this should not discourage you to approach them. And another thing is that the way we conduct our research is actually deeply connected with our personality. Because if you are extrovert, normally you are likely to do a qualitative research. It depends on your personality. So let's talk about the conducting research. Have you heard about this qualitative fear of quantitative or quantitative fear of qualitative? Maybe about the quantitative research, there is not much thing about fear because it is the logic of critical reasoning in survey research. Because if you do a lot of research, if you do a lot of readings from your journals, from articles, you can have the logic, the critical reasoning of your regression, equation, and so forth. Right? All the variables, the dependent variables, and the independent variables. But the problem is with the qualitative research. The field of qualitative research, because it deals with reading the emotions of the participants. And with that emotions, with the data that you get from that participants, it's going to be very messy. Some of us maybe don't know what to do with it, how to approach it, and how to analyze the data that we get it. That's the fear actually from the qualitative research. And how to overcome this fear of qualitative research? Normally, we have to accept the realness of qualitative research, because we are getting the responses from the participants. So they are telling, we are trying to get the truth from them, but sometimes it is not the truth that we are narrating in our thesis. Actually, it is a combine of your perceptions, combine of your information, and also combination of your knowledge about what you receive from the participants. Therefore, you should accept whatever, you should expect the inconsistencies or the irrational thinking when you get the information from the participants. So another thing how to overcome it is that you must be very skillful enough. That means because we are going to interview people, therefore you have to have a technique to build rapport, to have a social interactions, because how are you going to get the data, the information from these participants? So you have to have that skill. And then the other one is the flexibility of your research design. You have to be very flexible. No doubt you have the moderator. Normally this moderator will help in conveying what you mean, because you have to put in a layman words, layman sentence, so that our participants understand what we are trying to get from them. So we need a moderator. We need the participant must be there, and also the observer who just observe. They don't have to do or deal with the interviews or the focus group. And so there must be an interview guide. It must be spelled out so that everybody understand what is going on. So all the issues or questions is effectively addressed, and finally you have to explain your ethical process that include your researcher's interpretation, your own interpretations, and also all the variables that you gather from the participants and your knowledge. Okay, so that is how to conduct your research. Normally we are fear of qualitative normally, and quantitative, I don't think there is a problem about there. You don't have the fear unless you have a lot of reading, unless you will do a lot of searching. So because there is a logic of critical reasoning to build up your regression equation there. Okay, now fear of writing a research. So we already conducted our research. Now is the part of writing. No doubt writing is hard, because normally we self-evaluate or doubt about our abilities. What's more, if we are going to share our work with other people, who can critique or review our writing. So writing sometimes to people is very hard. Because why? Because normally we put ourselves, we like to self-evaluate that we cannot do this and that. So when you have that fear of writing or fear of sharing your work and fear of publishing, this fear will hamper us, hold us back, and we will never write our research, and will never get it published, and will never get it to the conference and so forth. All because of what? Because we are too scared or afraid. Therefore, it's time for you to stop letting fear control us, despite writing When we want to write, actually we face the fear on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so the next one will be how to overcome the fear of writing. So the first one is to turn off your inner critic. You have to turn off your inner critic. So what do you mean by that? If your character is that you can do it, therefore you can. Because like Dr. Latisha, one of the writers, I think she don't have fear of writing. She loves writing actually. She's the character of people who likes to write. So you do it, right? But then for others, stop procrastinating. Stop critiques yourself. Why? Because example, you always like to critique that you are not a good writer. Change it into I'm a capable writer, and every time I write, I gain more experience. Therefore, you have to turn out your inner critic. Or maybe you feel like there is no one interested in what you have to say. So when you do research, actually, you are interested in your findings. So I'm sure others in the community will also be interested what you have found out from your research. Or maybe you don't know how to create an interesting paper. So how to learn how to write an interesting paper? Maybe it's an art, but it's also a science, because you are in writing a research paper, there is also a science part and also the art part. Okay, the next one is to understand what our reader is looking for. So here, when you write your research paper, normally the readers, they just simply want your ideas and your conclusion. What are your ideas? And are less likely to get stuck on your grammar. They don't bother sometimes about your grammar, it's right or wrong. They just want your idea and your conclusion. Therefore, the point is that you write it clearly, concise, content that conveys your ideas coherently. The third one is remember that our research is more important than our temporary anxiety. Embrace the fear of writing. So meaning that here, research is more important than our temporary anxiety. That means you have to focus on the research. You have the social responsibility to share what you have learned, what you have found from your research with others. Don't allow your own insecurities, and you feel insecure, you feel that you cannot write properly, your grammar or volume hold you back, or obscure months or even years of research in the process. Look at the time that you have taken to do your research. So just put in writing, help others to know about what you have found. And the fourth one is identify how to tackle the writing process. Some people have different people have different preferences and approaches to writing. Some can write while doing household chores. Some just dictate words, scribble on notebook as ideas come. But if you cannot do that, you need to sit down. Just sit down and do the writing. Give yourself a deadline. Set goals and move forward. So that means you have to set artificial deadlines to force yourself to write. So for this week, you're going to finish what? Next week, you're going to finish what? That means you have to force yourself. Set artificial deadline to force yourself to write. And the sixth one is take cues from other research papers. What you mean here is that read other research papers. See the patterns, how they adopt, how they write, and you can adopt it in your writing, especially if you are hoping to get accepted into a particular journal. Therefore, you study how the other research papers being published by that journal. And normally the journals also will dictate you how should be the format of your writing. And the seventh one is understand that done is better than perfect. Stop revising. That means you don't strive for ultimate perfection, because it is very elusive and nobody can become perfect. So stop revising it. So if you have finished writing, just that's done. It can never be perfect. So to understand that done is better than perfect. So you have to stop revising. The eighth one is that you have to write more and ask for help if you need it. So keep writing. There will be a time when you express yourself through written words without feeling overwhelmed or stressed out. Each time you write a research paper, you become better at the process of writing. Actually, when you write as you go along, if you contribute to many journals or to many conferences, you will learn tricks all along the way. So after writing a few papers, yeah, you develop more confidence in yourself as a writer. And the last one is to embrace critique and learn from criticism. Yeah. So how to embrace critique? Normally, when we finish writing, submit your writings, yeah, for critique by by your friends or by professional editors or by whoever can help read your writing. Yeah, because those who are specialized in your area, yeah, they will help you to minimize your confusion and also help you to focus your content. Yeah. So I think that's all that I can give you. Yeah. So embrace the fear. We can stay afraid, but do it anyway. What's important is the action. Actually, it's the action. You don't have to wait to be confident. Just do it, and eventually the confidence will follow. And this is from the quotation from the Carrie Fisher. Yeah. So this is all what I represent to you. So I get it from the website, all this, yeah, from the right practice and also from the fresh editing. Okay, that's all for me. Is it 10 minutes or have taken your time? Any questions? Hello? Any questions? Izzati, are you there? Can you see my...
Yeah.
Any questions you'd like to ask me regarding the fear of conducting your research or fear of writing? Or we continue with the next speaker, is it, Izzati?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Dr. Normah. Okay, next, please welcome Dr. Sharifah Khairol Musairah, Sheikh Abdul Muttalib. Okay, thank you. Dr. Sharifah, please welcome.
Yeah, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi and a very good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes,
You are welcome to ask to stop me and ask questions if you need to at any time. Actually, according to the time, I only have 1 minute.
I'm sorry to pick up the time.
Okay.
I'm still watching the time.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. Don't mind. No worries. Actually, I do not have any slides. I just because my session is about postgraduate employability, right? So I just want to share, telling a story from 3 different individuals. Okay, one is from the story from my own daughter. The second individual is my ex-student, still my student now because she is my master student with Dr. Sabiroh. And the third one is my friend, the story from my own friend. Okay, my daughter, she just graduated. She told me that it's hard to find a job nowadays, especially post-COVID-19. And it seems that a lot of companies, organizations, they want people with master's degree. And I asked, why is that? Well, because they want someone with a maturity and as people who have problem solving skills, especially if you are going to be in management, in HR. So if you are going to be in that line of working in your job, they want you to have at least problem solving skills and maturity. So why maturity? Why postgraduate? Well, it seems that the view is like this. When you continue with your postgraduate studies, it seems that you will develop your maturity along the way. Because when you do your postgraduate studies, it doesn't mean that you just study and become dull and boring person. It also means that you still have to work as a research assistant, or maybe sometimes you do some work here and there. And also, like my own master students, along the way she is still working, so she developed her maturity from there, because when you do your postgraduate study, you need to learn to think and solve problem. So that's a very critical skills that you gain when you do your postgraduate studies. So that's the reason why what my daughter told me recently, that when she's looking for a job, she told me that a lot of companies want people with a master's degree. So there you go, the story from my own daughter. And from my friend, I asked her, why are you continuing your study? You have already done your master's degree, then why do you want to do your PhD? At that time, I have not done my PhD yet, so I was just curious. I wanted to know why she wanted to do her PhD. She said, well, as far as I'm concerned, if you go and further studies, probably the market for you and the scope for you is higher. So at that time, that's what she said. And then, but along the way, during my studies, that's my friend lah. If I get a job, so it doesn't mean that I want to just stop study. I can still further my studies, but at the same time, I can still working, because doing PhD and working, she thinks that, well, it's not a problem, because she has already gained the maturity and the problem solving skills at the same time, and she wants her net worth to be higher, obviously. And then another one is from my student. I used to tell my students, I tell them that when you graduate, rather than waiting for a job to come your way, or just searching for a job or apply for a job and just stay at home, why don't you try applying for a postgraduate study? Just to fill in the time, while at the same time searching for a job, applying for a job, and at the same time study. Because when you apply for a postgraduate study, chances are you will also be asked to be a research assistant. So you will gain experience, maturity, and problem solving skills at the same time. So you will gain at least 3 skills during that, maybe just 1 year or 2 years time doing master's degree, and between 3 to 4 years during PhD. So and I think people would definitely want to hire you, given that you have all these skills on top of the PhD or master's degree that you have gained. So who wouldn't want you? I mean, you have better chances. That's what I always tell my student. But if you get a job during your study, you don't have to worry about it, because if you do master by research or PhD, you can still work at the same time. But of course, you need to have another skill, that is time planning skill, so time management skill. So you will develop these skills along the way, because whether you want it or not, whether you like it or not, you have uh, to uh, to have a better time management. So I bet that people would want someone with those skills. But if you have any question, just stop me and ask me anytime you want. So I think that's all. That's about it. The story that I have from 3 different people, from my own daughter, from my student, and also from my friend. And this, my friend, she worked in Minnesota, United States. She got a job there. So I guess that will be it then. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you Dr. Sharifah Khairol Musairah for the good sharing stories. Okay, next, I will be the next presenter for this sharing session. So today I want to share about my PhD journey, ongoing PhD journey for today. Okay, actually I'm starting my master on 10 February 2018, 2 years ago. But before that, how I managed to find my supervisor, how I can find a grant, and I want to share you about that for today. So I finished my degree life at 2016, and after 2 years waiting for a suitable a grant that is suit for me, and then after that I continue my master. So I put an effort before I continue my master. I must find a supervisor that have a grant. No grant, I'm not going to continue my master. So I managed to find my supervisor after 2 years of searching. So my supervisor is Professor Dr. Nafisa Osman. Basically, I'm a chemistry student, and my degree final year project quite far from my master. So what my alternative is, I start with RA for 6 months, and I tell my supervisor if I cannot afford with that particular project, then I don't wanna continue my master. So after 6 months, I managed to I'm comfortable with that particular job, and then at January 2019, I'm start to buy a pin at BSN for RM50 and then go to the ITSI's website and fill all document there, and then on 10 February 2018, I managed to register my master at UiTM Shah. But my lab work 100% on UiTM Perlis. So I have two choices when I enter my master life, which is either I finish my master on 2 years or 3 years time, or I convert to PhD. So I'm a conversion student, so I choose for convert my master to a PhD, to PhD. So what criteria I must fulfill to I'm able to fulfill before I succeed to convert is firstly I have to finish my lab work at least 80% of the objective. So if you have 3 objectives, you must able to achieve at least 2 objectives. Okay, then you must write a mini thesis about your you have a mini thesis that have a result and a discussion for that particular objective that you have achieved. Then you must write a mini thesis within 1 year time. So I'm start my master at 10 February 2018. Then before 10 February 2019, I must already send my mini thesis to the ITSIS. So before you convert your before you convert to PhD, you must also succeed for your DRP first. You must seek for the DRP first. So DRP is the Defense Research Proposal before you convert to PhD. Actually, recently, Defense Research Proposal on your first semester or second semester if you can manage to defend your proposal at semester 1. So after I managed to send the offer letter after 2 months. So I start my conversion. I'm start defend my conversion on 4th April 2019. Okay. The situation on conversion time is Viva, master Viva, but more on the critical part that you must able to achieve is on basically the fundamental study. So actually
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Very good morning to everyone. I think there's a problem with Izzati's mic. Okay, first of all, I would like to thank everyone for joining us today. My name is Nur Syafkeena binti Muhammad Afandi. I'm a full-time PhD student. Currently, I'm in my seventh semester. My supervisor is Professor Madya Dr. Nafisa bin Osman, and my co-supervisor is Professor Madya Dr. Oscar Asdin Hassan from UiTM Shah Alam. So we have our own research group called PCMAC, that stands for Physics, Chemistry, Materials Research Group. The group consists of 6 PhD students and 1 master student. Today, I want to share about how I convert from master to PhD and a little bit about my postgraduate journey here in UiTM Perlis. Okay, so I obtained my first degree in 2016. In March 2017, I registered for master with Dr. Nafisa. So beforehand, I already knew Dr. Nafisa from my degree study. She's my supervisor for final year project. So I know the way she works and I am comfortable around her. So it is convenient for me to pursue my study with her. So at that time, Dr. Nafisa has a research grant for a PhD student. So Dr. Nafisa and I agree that I have to convert from master to PhD to fulfill the grant requirement. So early in the beginning, I have set my goal that I need to convert my studies from master to PhD. So the requirements that I fulfill within 2 semesters. So first, I have to attend and pass the defense research proposal. Number two is I need to complete 90% of my research work. And number three is I need to pass the conversion presentation. And Alhamdulillah, I passed every requirement. And by semester 4, I am officially a PhD student. Um, there's a lot of things to accomplish within the semester, but I think everything, every struggle is worth it. I am happy to be in UiTM Perlis. I am lucky to be under supervision of Dr. Nafisa, and I have many friends here in UiTM. So within 3 years, I have been to Riau, to Bali, to Naratiwa, and also I have been in London for presentations. And all these experiences have taught me to be more confident and to be independent. And like Dr. Sharifah said before, postgraduate studies is not dull, it's not about studies all the time. Um, I do part-time jobs as a tuition, as a private tuition, and I also have a side business for my incomes. So what I can conclude from my ongoing experience is number one is always be persistent. Small progress is also a progress, and hard work pays off. But don't forget to take a break and to take a break from time to time. And always have discussion with your supervisors. Even though if we feel like we don't have a good result or good data to show them, but do meet them regularly. Paling tidak like once a week, you have to meet a supervisor and discuss about your study. And I am delighted to share to you guys that our group has managed to publish in a Q1 journal in Ceramics International. And even though we are not from the main campus, we are able to publish in a high impact journal. And what can I say is nothing is impossible. So I think that's all from me. Thank you. If you have any question, you can ask me.
Okay, thank you, Syafkeena, for the good sharing session. So last presenter will be Miss Nur Hadirah Khairol Anwar. Please welcome Miss Nur Hadirah.
Thank you, Izzati. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Dr. Latisha and also Dr. Sharifah Khairol Musairah and also to my postgraduate friends, Nurul Izzati and also Syafkeena and to everyone. Okay, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nur Hadirah binti Khairol Anwar. Okay, the course that I take in UiTM Perlis is CS 752, which call Master of Science Mathematics. Okay. My main supervisor is Dr. Rizauddin bin Sayans and he is a senior lecturer of Faculty of Computer and Mathematical Science at UiTM Arau, and my co-supervisor is Dr. Sumarni binti Abu Bakar, and she is also a senior lecturer of Faculty of Computer and Mathematical Science, but in UiTM Shah Alam. So actually I know my main supervisor because Dr. Rizauddin is he used to teach me during my degree, so I know him very well. Okay, so before doing my master degrees, actually I have two choices. That is either I do my master in a coursework, or I do it by research. Okay, because I get after I finish my degree, I get an offer from UiTM Shah Alam to further the master by coursework for about 1 year only. But after a several discussion with my parents, I chose to further my master degrees in by research at UiTM Perlis under my lecturer. Okay, so I have 3 points here why I choose to do my master degrees by research, because the first one is it provide me an in-depth understanding of what research is all about. So second point is it provide me with opportunity to enhance my skill in writing and also my presentation skill. And the third one is it challenged my ability to communicate with other people, and at the same time increase my ability to work independently with minimum supervision. So I will encourage the listeners to embark on doing master by research, because it will help prepare you when you want to further your study to PhD. Okay, so that is all from me, my experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Hadirah, for nice sharing session. Okay. Any question from the floor? You can ask now. We have Q&A session. Any question from the floor? Anything you want to ask, you can ask. Anom, Munajat, any question?
Anom, don't you want to continue master with Dr. Sabirah? Anom? Anom? Anom Munajat? Oh, tak mau jawab. Tu. I thought you
I don't know yet.
don't know yet.
Yes.
Why? Fear of doing
Yeah.
research, is it? I think Dr. Normah has already given a very long and good presentation about how to combat fear. You need to combat your fear.
Yeah.
Kan? Ask your friend, Halimah, and then
Muhammad Lutfi Amirul, any question?
Oh yes, yeah, Hadirah, please do so. Sebab we are keeping the attendance, keeping the track. Right, any question? Right, jangan takut, just ask question. So it's just a discussion. And then No, let's say jangan tanya soalan kena terus attend, terus register. No, it's just a discussion. Right.
Just to reduce your fear. So don't be afraid to ask question.
Betul. Saya agree. You don't have to be scared of everything. Kita orang ni nampak je garang tapi sebenarnya baik. Alright, okay. So don't be scared, Anum. Okay. So let's say if you want to do your master, right, what you need to do would be mungkin Anum tak ada soalan dekat with us now. So maybe you would like to ask question, you can type there.
Betul.
Ataupun mungkin nak cakap one to one with Dr. Sobirah ke, okay. And then, kalau kita orang ni, you want younger people, definitely you can ask Izzati, Hadirah, and Syafkeena. Ask them. They are nice people. Right, ask them. Cakap macam mana? How do I type? What do I want? Right. Okay. They all might be WhatsApp them. Ask them. Is this the life that you want? Okay. What did you learn? Right. Okay. So mungkin these three people you are more comfortable with. Ataupun or let's say yang siapa-siapa lah Nurul Wahidah dah buat PhD. Right. Or anybody like to ask, you can ask me, WhatsApp me, alright, and then email me, right? And you can ask questions. All the questions, sometimes question yang kita nampak simple, silly tu sebenarnya itulah yang question yang kita nak tanya. It seems silly to us, tapi tak. Don't be afraid of that one. Okay. Labini Huda, you are asking for whom? The last presenter, Hadirah, that's you.
Okay, I get my grant, but you macam mana nak cakap? how can I say? I get my grants, but my my parent is also my finance. Okay, they also support my study. Okay.
Sponsorship from father and mother, Fama.
Sponsorship from my father because
From father.
he used to be a lecturer.
Yes, starting from October, UiTM Perlis, those who register for October 2020, from October 2020 and selepas October 2020, will be at UiTM Perlis. So you can choose lokasi UiTM Perlis. Then you could have supervisors of your liking at UiTM Perlis. Right, back to Izzati.
For those who want to continue with your postgrad study, but you are afraid if you if you stay as student for a very long time, you can ask these students lah who have already presented the experience, especially Syafkeena lah kan, because I know Syafkeena very well. And I know Syafkeena has been a student for a very long time. So you can ask her, tak boring ke jadi student lama-lama ni? So you can ask Syafkeena. She can tell you a lot about the life of being a postgrad student.
Yes, do ask me a question.
I think Izzati, where is Izzati? I think Izzati's connection is not Good. It's lagging.
It's
Am I
lost.
right, Syafkeena? Oh, okay.
She's lost without a trace.
I think that her connection is being cut. All right. Okay. Then I'm going to ask Syafkeena,
Yes.
could you end the session?
Okay, I would like to thank everyone for joining us today. I hope to see you guys soon. And if you have any question, you can ask us, the students, and also the lecturers. So with that, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much. Right, on behalf of Center of Postgraduate Studies, I would like to thank Izzati, Syafkeena, Hadirah, Dr. Normah, Dr. Sharifah for being the panel today, all right, and the attendees, all right. So I hope that you can join us next time. So next week we'll be having I Am the Expert, 3 webinar series at the same time, all right. Okay, and Anom, don't be afraid. You can ask Dr. Sombira, okay, or Dr. Sharifah Musairah. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. All right, thank you. Assalamualaikum. Hope to see you again next time, right?
Waalaikumsalam.
Yes, thank you. Let me say, thank you, Anom, Asmi Dayanti, thank you very much. Azliana, thank you. Diana, thank you very much. Dr. Sobira, thank you very much. Dr. Sharifah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Fazlin, thank you. All right, Kuazlina, thank you very much. Lokman Ali, thank you. Majdah, thank you. Muhammad Ohari, thank you very much. Oh, we have our will-be Professor Nafisa, Dr. Nafisa, thank you very much. All right, No Hidayah, thank you very much. No Azira, thank you. Mazlina, thank you. Hadira, once again, thank you. No Shazana, thank you very much. Saida, thank you very much. Tisara, thank you very much. Syafkeena, once again, thank you very much. Khairol, Ikhwan, thank you very much. Unit Komunikasi, Corporate, thank you very much. And Shazlin, thank you very much. All right, bye people. Thank you very much. It's fun.
Bye.
All right. Yes. Next time I'll bug you again. All right. Bye. All right. Signing off. All right. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.